Tree by Mary Newell de Palma, and there'll be a second story as well. But first, I want to go through these story cards because these here not only represent the story, but they also represent the theme of the story. So do we know what the story is going to talk about? Clowns, cats, cows. Okay, a tree. Right. And the tree grows. Looks like kind of windy there. And here we have leaves from what season? Fall. And then we would have winter, and then over a season of time, then the tree falls over and becomes a living thing or dead thing for other living things to dwell on, to live on. And then the seeds that came from the tree became new trees, right? We've done this story before, and it's also a good story to share the seasons about. So let's look at what we have. A grand old tree. That's going to be an informational text. And then we have from a seed to a tree. Another informational text, right? A grand old tree. Once there was a grand old tree. Her roots sank deep into the earth. Her arms reached high into the sky. She was home to many creatures. Birds nested along her branches. Squirrels scurried through her leaves. Caterpillars and ladybugs crawled about. The grand old tree flowered. Think about what season that happens in. Bore fruit. Ooh, those look good. And sowed seeds. Oh, look, new ones are going. She had many children. They changed the landscape for miles around, perhaps even farther than the old tree knew. Oh, bird is carrying that seed off. And look at all the seasons here, right? Here's the snow and no leaves. Here's some fall colors. The grand old tree lived a long, long time. She basked in the sun, bathed in the rain, swayed in the breeze, and danced in the wind. She grew and shed many millions of leaves. At last, the grand old tree was very, very old. Her branches no longer swayed and danced, but cracked and snapped in the wind. Finally, she fell, and snow gently covered her. Remember, she comes home for other animals. The old tree died. She no longer flowered, bore fruit, and sowed seeds. But she was still home to many creatures. Oh, even plants and insects. Raccoons nested in her trunk. Centipedes crawled along her branches, and lichen grew on her bark. The grand old tree slowly crumbled. She became part of the earth. Today, the roots of her grandchildren sink deep into this earth. Their arms reach high into the sky. They are home to many creatures. Just like the grand old tree. Cycle of life, right? It repeats. So here we have from a seed to a tree. How do trees grow? A tree starts from a seed. Let's see how the tree grows from a little seed. A seed develops underground. It needs water and sunlight to sprout. Then it grows into a seedling. The seedling grows into a young tree called a sapling. There's the sapling. The sapling grows into a big tree Flowers cover the branches. Tiny apples grow from the flowers. They grow into apples we can eat. There are many seeds in an apple. The seeds in an apple can become a huge tree someday. Isn't that amazing? And here's the words about the life cycle of a plant: seed, sprout, seedling, and sapling. Thank you for listening. See you next time.